Hello, this is Economics Today with your host, Nick Barbacino. Today we'll be talking about automation. Automation, in many people's view, has led the fight for unemployment, replacing human labor with more efficient machines. Companies see the growth of this technology as both a weapon against unions and their competitors. With automation, they are able to produce goods at a lower cost and see an increase in profit over time. In most cases, this makes up for the high upfront cost of setting up the expensive equipment. It is not hard to see who gains with this advent. For one, tech companies and the people trained in automated equipment maintenance will definitely see serious gains. With the expansion of this sector, companies will begin to hire more people to write code and design these machines for ever more specialized roles. Those trained in maintaining and operating these robots will be replacing some of those in the labor force whose jobs were lost to the machines the new employees now warden. These jobs are already in great demand, and young adults are responding accordingly. More and more people are choosing to attend college and other forms of higher education to prepare and seek training in technology-related jobs. The tech industry currently employs almost 7 million people and is continuously expanding. This has spurred technology-related degrees to be widely considered the most fruitful. The price of goods produced by automated services should also drop. This may counteract the increase in unemployment. It will allow consumers greater surplus when buying goods. With the extra money in the pockets of consumers, people could potentially invest their capital in other things, growing the economy as a whole. The downside of automation is a swath of people who hold replaceable jobs that will lose those jobs to more efficient machines permanently. And the loss of these jobs could send people down a path of poverty, crime, and drug abuse that create negative externalities to society when these people can no longer find jobs, or they only find low-paying jobs with an unlivable working wage. The reduction of jobs that do not require higher education has turned many people away from being content with a high school education, a GED, or the equivalent, and increased the demand for other jobs that cannot be so easily replaced by machines. But college degrees in the US have also become increasingly expensive due to soaring demand. It is valuable to point out that ATMs, when they came out, were largely criticized as a reduction in jobs, but they have led banking to open, banks across the United States and across the world to open new branches through saving them money and growing the companies faster than ever. Paying employees is one of the largest expenses for many companies, and with the reduction of that, they will be able to innovate more than before and lower their costs more than ever before. Now, lowering these prices will create a market in which firms that have not invested in automation will be unable to compete, and firms that seek to enter the market will see large upfront costs in terms of paying for the technology. Now, after this break, we will be talking with our guests and expanding on these topics and maybe going in greater detail than I was able to. We will also be having a back and forth. I know he has a different opinion on me on this, but we are running out of time, and my producer told me to get off the air. We're back on Economics Today. I'm your host, Nick Barbacino. My special guest and automation expert, Nicholas Pavelka, is also with me. Nick, I have a question for you. So, correct me if I'm wrong, as price goes with these automated services in the manufacturing industry, price will go down, and this will shift supply outward, and we will see this good in more people's driveways, and this will benefit the consumer undoubtedly. But how will this affect manufacturing companies, small and big, with these upfront costs in the short term? Because the long term, it seems very undisputable that it's beneficial.
Yeah, it does have a high upfront cost, so it'll make it really difficult for new companies to enter the market. For example, in the auto industry, one robot will cost the company about $250,000. But after that, it's only about $10,000 of maintenance and other costs per year, which is a very low cost. So there's like no vacation, no retirement benefits, no maternity leave or sick days, which would cost the company money with having an employee. All of those costs are eradicated, So in the long run, it's going to end up saving the company a lot of money, which will allow them to produce goods more cheaply and lower their prices.
What's a good model looking forward for these companies to automate jobs to sort of reduce their costs?
Well, very recently in the eastern United States, EasyPass has been taking away their toll booth operators and replacing them with toll gantries, which would charge drivers automatically with just a small box that sends a radio signal. So that's automated now, and recently it took away about 400 part-time and full-time jobs, but it's reducing the amount of locations that EasyPass has to operate and maintain, and they no longer have to pay people their wages and their salaries to continue operating these toll booths. So it is saving them a lot of money.
And before, toll booths were widely considered a loss of money for whoever owned the highway or if the state owned the highway. It was a great...
Yeah, so it's just lowering their costs and making it easier for them to take in more money.
What do you say then to all the people who have lost their jobs, those 400 EasyPass employees or the General Motors employees?
In the short term, it's going to be hard. I mean, these people don't have their jobs anymore. Hopefully, we'll see that as the government takes in more money with expansion of tech and manufacturing, the government will be taking in more money that they can use to help aid these families and these people that lost their jobs. Time will tell if lower consumer costs will make up for the lower wages that people are earning. These people are earning, and they'll in longer term they'll be taking different or lower paying jobs. It's going to be hard for them in the short term, but eventually these companies, they're going to be able to produce things at lower costs and make it easier for more people to buy them.
I understand. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you everybody that came out, and good night. Thank you for joining us today to talk about automation with us here at Economics Today. I am your host, Nick Barbacino. Join us next time to talk about how the manufacturing industry in the United States has slowly gone abroad. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.